Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I am starting my 2020 31 Days of Horror Movie Reviews. And I decided, because I'm also doing a 100 movies list, I'm not combining them because I don't want to confuse things. But there were a couple of horror movies that I'd never seen before that I wanted to take this chance to also watch for the first time. Like, for example, Ginger Snaps, which is the movie that I'm reviewing right now. This is a 2000 film. This was directed by John Fawcett. And the plot. The plot is we follow these two sisters in high school. They're very goth and emo. I don't want to say that they're suicidal, because I get the feeling that they're just all talk. Especially the older sister when it comes to wanting to take their own life. They have nothing to live for. Oh, woe is me. Wah, wah. Until one night, the older sister, Ginger, gets bit by a werewolf. She gets attacked, actually, by a werewolf. She survives. And over the course of the film, she starts to change. She is going through the change. Her sister Bridget is trying everything that she can to try to help her, cure her, and stop these bad things from that's clearly bound to happen. Now, what I thought of Ginger Snaps is I really enjoyed this film. I'm very close to saying I love this movie. I do. It's a film that I had heard of, I was aware of, I would hear things about it. It made me very curious about it. But now I'm glad. I'm glad that it held up. I'm glad that it was as good as it was. I very much like the two sisters. I think that's some of the best parts of this movie. Catherine Isabel plays Ginger, who she's become like a horror queen at this point. She's done so many horror films. She's very good in these movies, especially in this film where, yeah, she is the older one. She is the leader. She does sort of go her own way a few times, but you see the bond that she has with her sister. You see more so in the beginning before she gets bit that she depends on her sister a lot. She leans on her. She needs almost her validation and needs her by her side. So when the two start to veer apart, it's sad in many ways, especially because it's not really what she wants. It's the bite. Her sister is played by Emily Perkins, Bridget. I liked her as well. She came off as more emo between the two in the beginning, but then because of what happens, she's the one who's trying to save her. She's the one who's trying to be proactive and do what she can, and so that's what made me attached to her. This werewolf, I loved the effects. It was practical. And look, I'm not saying that there wasn't a couple of shots where it looked a little rubbery or goofy, but I will take this 1,000 times over crappy CGI, because this movie wouldn't have the budget to do that level of CGI that you probably would need. And so this looked great for what we're going for here. I will say that out of all the werewolf movies that I've seen, it was probably the second best practical effects for a werewolf I've ever seen, next to An American Werewolf in London. Again, I just very much enjoy practical effects, very much enjoy something physically being there, going after you. I instantly buy the situation a lot more. Some of the other cast, we have Chris Limchi. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. He plays Sam. I looked him up, and he was in Final Destination 3 as, ironically enough, the goth emo dude in high school that went crazy after his girlfriend died. But I liked him in this movie. I did. Look, he was 18, and the girl, Sister Bridget, is 15. And they kind of tease that maybe there's something there romantically. It's not too much, but it definitely was there enough between the sister and another girl in school who referenced the fact that, hey, he's older than you. It's kind of gross. But it's not a huge big deal. It's not a focal point. It is kind of weird. It is. Look, maybe he wasn't trying to do anything with the 15-year-old. Maybe not. Maybe it's all in my sick head, right? But I don't know. There was something going on there. He did try to help her come up with a cure, though, for the lycanthrope or werewolf stuff, so that was cool. Jesse Moss is another actor who also was in Final Destination 3, but he got killed off in the beginning of that film, and the roller coaster. He plays Jason. He's just a kid in high school who wants to hook up with Ginger. That's pretty much the extent of his character. He gets to do some interesting stuff later on. But what more can I say about this film? A film that I didn't know what to expect. I was hoping I would like, but it wasn't a sure thing. And I really enjoyed this. I loved the dynamics between the sisters. I liked the werewolf aspect and the change that Ginger was going through and making her do things that she didn't want to do, but she couldn't help it. And I liked the practical effects. I liked the gore. About 3 different dogs get killed throughout this movie. Actually, I think 4, but we just don't see it. So if you're a dog person, beware. Anyways, guys, yes, I'm so glad that I saw this. Let me know in the comments below if you too have seen Ginger Snaps. What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Soul's taken over by a devilish path. You got me walking on broken glass. Kicking down the door with a Jason mask. With a deck done machete, but you motherfuckers know it's heavy. Anytime you're ready, you can get you with a Bowie. Setting up to blow me, but the bitch don't know me. Who's going? I'm going, you know. I know that the man in the mirror is my next rival. Time goes and I never thought I'd live it so fast. Staring at the world from the end of my glass. Turned into a dark place, severed my brain. I done dropped out of class.